don't believe Gino Morelli did. And it gave me the impression that he would be the guy. And Penn State is making a major statement. This is the young man that won the Southern Scuffle. He's the reigning junior world champion. Top recruit in the country last year. And he's proven at the college level that he's just as competitive going against Alex Meyer, returning All-American. So Penn State has made a statement here. They are all in for this NCAA team title.
Penn State puts a man out on the mat that people think could win it at 174 pounds. And like you said, Jim, a big statement. Mark coming out of the red shirt that was expected at the first of the year.
Well, I think that they believe that Mark can do a nice job of collecting. Again, quality of competition is Alex Meyer probably hasn't had the best season for the returning, given the fact he's returning All-American. But it's an opportunity for him as well to go ahead and make a statement here. But because Hall has beat Crutchmer from Oklahoma State handily in the Southern Scuffle, wrestling unattached for the Lions.
A lot of dominant performances in the open tournaments for Mark Hall. A lot of excitement about this young man. And you look at who Penn State has in the room, and you look at their youth, and there's not a break in their lineup year after year. 2-1, that early takedown by Hall over Alex Meyer, also from the hometown Pleasant Hill as Corey Clark and the high school Southeast Polk. Usually wins when he's favored. He's lost 4 of his last 6. Started 12-0. Alex Meyer did.
Well, he's a grinder. He's the type of guy that is not going to give up on the second day of the NCAA tournament. Even if he finds himself in the consolation rounds, he's going to work hard and he's going to try to become a tough out. So, got to get back to that form.
We talked about Mark Hall beating Crutchmer in the Southern Scuffle, of course. Meyer losing to Crutchmer in the Oklahoma State dual meet 5-2.
Yeah. Nice job. But, this is where Hall just seems to excel. He just wins all the scramble situations as he settles back.
Boy,
that was close. Yeah, I'm probably going to get a protest from Tom Brands. And the referee has already waved it off, and I don't think Cale's going to argue that.
No. Good reversal.
Take a look at this, and you see that the right here cracks him down right there, and I tell you, Meyer did a nice job of fighting this. He's got a hold of the leg, and he didn't have, like, normally you see the head and arm tied up right there, and the referee mistakenly, I think, gave it 2 a little bit early there.
It's only like 4 seconds,
Yeah, and he reverses his call and says it was not a takedown, and so it's 2-1 still, 26 seconds left in the first period. Cale Sanderson putting Mark Hall out on the mat, like Jim said, making a statement. Penn State's all in. All their chips are in the middle there, and they're ready to make a run at another NCAA title. Iowa, Penn State, Ohio State, and Oklahoma State. The March to the Arch in St. Louis in the 3rd week of March will be a tremendous clash between a lot of great wrestling schools, great traditions.
And for Mark Hall, it's just those first 100 feet of elevation, to me, almost the scariest part of flying. You've been running down the runway here in your redshirt year, doing great, and all of a sudden you get a little bit of altitude, and how far am I really going to climb? This is a confident young man, really a talent.
And if you're going to pull, this is a good place to do it. Like we talked, the atmosphere here, a lot like it's going to be in St. Louis, the NCAA, sold out, 120,000 over 6 sessions, 19,000 in a session at the St. Louis NCAAs.
Nice work there. getting out of the inside trip off the ride.
And great at every position, Mark Hall, and just did a great job of getting his hips down, being able to get out for the escapes. 3-1 in Hall's favor.
And not a huge size 134 pounder, that's not 174 pounder, not a huge size. So he's not a guy that's going to have to cut a lot of weight for this weight class, and really can focus on his conditioning and his technique. Excellent scrambler. Boy, I tell you what, this Penn State team just reloads with young studs. Suriano, Hall.
Mark Hall out of Apple Valley, Minnesota. Apple Valley High School chose Penn State. Everybody was courting him.
He's got down to his hip a little bit right there. Nice shot by Meyer. He's going to work on the hands. Got to try to come back to that if he can. Maybe try to work on scooping that near leg. If he does that, he'll get a takedown. Yeah. Game changer right there.
Alex Meyer, the takedown. 25 seconds left in the second period.
I think the important thing is that he's got to try to continue to keep that right shoulder on the mat. Now he's able to collect the 2-on-1. And Hall was able to get up really efficiently in the first 2 periods, but now he finds himself head down on the mat, and this crowd's going to get into it.
Oh boy.
There.
Come on, Hall.
Gable standing up, leading the cheers.
You going down?
The house that Gable built. That man still gets excited, Jimmy.
I always tell people 95% of his thoughts are about Iowa wrestling, and the other 5%, besides the love of his family and everything that makes him human, is about wrestling.
What about wrestling? I could have finished that one for you. What a great champion and icon in our sport.
I saw a guy today, I tweeted it out, he's got a Gable tattoo on his arm, all right? You know you're in Iowa.
Yeah, a
full Gable.
Yeah. It wasn't just a name.
On the Olympic stand, he's got a full Gable tattoo.
The escape by Alex Meyer. He's out in front of Mark Hall. Mark Hall's maiden voyage here in the Nittany Lion uniform. Much anticipated. Most didn't think he was going to be wrestling for them this year. Going to redshirt, come out next year, but true freshman to ducking out and under, and 2 points and escape.
No argument from the Iowa bench on that. Was nice, slick, and you see him work off that elbow tie. So he's a guy that you can't push around because he's going to hit that slick duck on you. He can shoot to both sides. And just like that, it's a 5-5 match. So Meyer still has his opportunity. And I think he's doing about what he needs to do to stay in this match, to see if under this environment, whether Hall might make a mistake. They're able to get out.
Meyer trying to work in from the 2-on-1.
Right there, getting that type of scramble situation and work back in on the leg, but Hall, a good scrambler himself, is going to work through.
And he cuts across.
Kind of went I think he went the wrong direction, but it may pay off for him anyway.
Hall did a nice job of stuffing that arm and not letting him
Took the leg.
But
Oh no.
15 seconds left. The crowd on its feet, and talk about momentum changer, Jim. Alex Meyer gets
That's
the
not
win,
good.
7-5
Wow, nobody expected that.
over Mark Hall.
All right, he'll be back.
Old coach likes that.
Alex Meyer, your winner. Iowa comes within 1 right now. 3 matches left. It's 12-11. Penn State. You're watching the best wrestling in the country on BTN. Presented by Cliff King Athletic. Built for life. We'll be back for 184. Bo and Brooks.